Hello everyone and welcome to the first gameplay video for Gone Home. This game is a walking simulator adventure with a strong focus on story. Just adjust my volume a little bit. Time to beat on this game is around 2 hours to 3 hours. We'll be playing on just the normal difficulty. We're not collecting anything special other than normal things. So I'll show you the menu options real quick. So we have resumed just because I was testing my game. And new game, options, and exit. We'll look at options. First options we have our graphics. So there's an auto detect. I would recommend to just put everything on max to start with and then adjust each thing accordingly. Start with max. Pick your resolution here. You do have an option to show extra resolutions as opposed to just these first four is what I'm getting. And when you check this, it'll give you a lot more different choices to pick from. But I'm playing in 1920 by 1080. You can see my readings up here. It's a DirectX 9 game. I'm going for 60 FPS. Brightness I have in the middle. I'm running it in full screen. Those are the graphic quality options, and then you have advanced options underneath here. Anti-aliasing on, VSync on. And with VSync, we'll talk about that now. When I did have VSync on, it was kind of working, meaning it was capping at 60, but I would notice it go over to like 61 or 62 and then back down, which is not what you want it to do. That's with VSync on in the game. So then I went into my NVIDIA control panel, forced VSync on in the game, tested again, and it still didn't do any good. So I had to go into a program called NVIDIA Inspector, which you can download free on Google. If you want any information about that or how to use it, just let me know in the comments. But anyways, I used NVIDIA Inspector to force VSync on for the game through there, and then it worked. So now the frame rate doesn't try to go over to 61 or 62, which can cause lag and stutter. So that's one way around it, and which is what I did. I left it on in the game here, which I probably could go ahead and turn it off. Let me see if that changes anything. That little flash you saw was just my desktop. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it off in the game because I'm forcing it on through my graphics card, but through NVIDIA Inspector. And if you do the same, then set it up the same. Leave VSync off in the game. Anisotropic filtering on, ambient occlusion on, shadow distance. This is a big thing, at least for me. As you can see, I'm running an RTX 2070 Super, and this is a pretty old game. I think it's like from 2018, and it's in the Unity game engine. So by all rights, I should be able to max this game out fully, but shadow distance, meaning the shadows, they're not very optimized in this game. So even with the shadows on low, I was having some frame rate drops to like 54, 55. There's low, medium, high, max. So unfortunately, I am going to be putting the shadow distance off. It's not going to completely eliminate shadows in the game, but shadows are definitely not going to look as good as they could. But I was not able to find any way around fixing this. PC Game Wiki doesn't mention anything. I googled it and just found a few people saying stuff like it does it because the textures in this game are such high quality or whatever for back in the time. I just think the shadows are not optimized in the game. So You can try to leave it on max, but if you notice your frame rate's low, or if you feel a lot of stutter in your movement, then I would advise you to look into this option, because I'll show you in the game what it does. But I'm leaving it off. Adjust field of view. As you can see, you have 60 to 90. I think this game has a horizontal FOV, meaning 60, which I believe is the default, would be correct, or roughly 59, but 60. Because when I set this to 90, it seems very warped. So I don't think this game is a vertical FOV, which you would set to 90. I think it's a horizontal FOV, so I'm setting this to 60 because I think it looks the best. It's up to you what you want to do, but I think this is the default and the correct FOV. But if you can't stand it, when you play it yourself, then you can move it upward. I'm leaving bloom on, and I'm opting to leave motion blur off, just because I dislike motion blur. So these are all of my settings, and like I said, take into account that I'm forcing VSync on through NVIDIA Inspector to get it to completely lock at 60. Other than that, that's graphics. Controls, my mouse is roughly in the middle of the O and actually above the U on mouse. And I'm just using a plain mouse. I'm not using my normal Razer mouse for this game. Crouch style, you can crouch in this game, toggle or hold to crouch. Just leave it on toggle, it's fine. Sticky targeting, I'm not exactly sure what that implies. Mouse acceleration, don't think the game really needs any. I'm opting to leave mouse smoothing on just because it's a walking simulator. Otherwise, I wouldn't leave it on if it was like a first-person shooter. And then we don't want to invert our y-axis. I'll look and see what sticky targeting might do. Controls, don't worry about my key bindings, just use your own, however you want to play. I'm playing with mouse and keyboard. You can see the actions we have are crouch, view backpack, which is inventory, interact, view map, view journals, zoom, walk forward, walk back, walk left, walk right. Those are all your controls, and I'll run over those a little bit more into detail when we get into the game. That's controls, sounds. You got main, volume, voices, music, sound effects. I'm just maxing them all out. Gameplay, show training messages, tutorial messages, enable head bob, just the side-to-side movement. Whether you want to hide the reticle dot in the middle of the screen or not, I tend to just leave these on for these kinds of games to give me a reference point of where to click. Disable interaction highlight and disable interaction text. I would leave all this unchecked so it's not disabled. It's just helpful things in the game to make gameplay a little easier. And then sound, or not sound, language. I've got it on English. Overlay text off. I'll show you why that looks better off once we get into the game. And then I want subtitles on for me and for you. So that's on, and that's all the settings. Turn off my readings up here. By the way, this just shows the name of my graphics card. It's D3, D9, which is DirectX 9, 60 FPS. My graphics card memory, I have 8 gigs. I'm using 9.18 right now. My computer memory, I have 32, and I'm using 5.3 gigs. My graphics card temperature is 38 Celsius. My CPU temperature is at 35 Celsius. My graphics card fan is spinning at 40%, a maximum of 100. And my graphics card usage is at a total of 7% of the card is being used. That's what all this means. You'll see this in the future sometimes when I plop it up on the screen for different games at different times. And that's what all of this means. All right, so we're ready. We'll click, let me check here if anything else I had to say. So yeah, I mentioned about the frame rate. and mentioning having poor frame rate and stutter in gameplay with having the shadows on, and I don't know of a fix for that other than to just turn them off. Alright, so we'll start the new game here, and then I'll go over the UI and any controls. Starting a new game will overwrite existing progress. Are you sure? Yes. Yes. Use the arrow keys to walk, right? Or WASD, and look around using the mouse. Modifiers. These modifiers result in a non-standard experience. Modifiers cannot be changed while in game. All lights start on for those who don't like the dark. Okay. Disable map. There will be no in-game map to guide you. Unlock all doors. Every door starts unlocked. Explore the house and the story in any order. Disable voice diaries. Checking this disables Sam, your character that we play. Voiceover. No ending prompt will appear. It will be up to you when to stop playing. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know these were here. I think maybe these were added in later. It's just little modifications you can make to the game, which I would not recommend you enabling any of these on your first playthrough. All right, here we go. Fullbright Company presents. It's the developer of the game.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so, love you. See you soon. Bye.
June 7th, 1995, 1:15 a.m. Okay, here we are. And I do need to put, I'm seeing, I guess it's a good way I can show you. I'm seeing screen tearing. I will show you what screen tearing is because I will probably be mentioning this in the future. So if you look at the screen when I'm moving it left and right, you'll see kind of like, it looks like an old VCR glitch effect or something that you would see in like modern games that try to put like a retro effect on the screen. It's like it's separating the image horizontally. Just kind of look in the middle of the screen around the doorknobs. You just kind of see it. But anyway, that's because I turned it off in the game, so forget what I said and do leave this on. But also put it on through your, try to put it on through your NVIDIA control panel if you have an NVIDIA graphics card. And then if you see it go over 61 or 62, then it's not working. And you'll need to get NVIDIA Inspector, like I mentioned, for it to fully work. So you can see here, I'm going slightly under, see? I'm going slightly under there a little bit. But I'm not going over. That's as important as not going under. Okay, so you can see right now our field of view, because I'm going to change this and show you the difference. Looks pretty good. There is a zoom, so you can like zoom with the right mouse. So we'll go back in here and I'll show you like a 90. See, it zooms way out, but see how warped the door gets when you look around to the side? It looks very fisheye. So this lets me know that this game is not a vertical FOV, and it should be left at around 60. Okay, anything else that I want to show you? Yeah, the shadows, okay. So look at the leg here. You can see a little bit of a shadow around it. And just this area right here, I'm going to max the shadows out. Put them on max and apply. Sometimes it doesn't work. You have to like try it on like high and then accept. You can already see they're working now. Go back in, put it on max, apply, accept. So now you can see there's like actual shadows. It's not just that little bit around the leg anymore. Everything's casting a shadow. And it's hard to tell here. I mean, you can see I'm at 50 FPS, 48. Can't go out this door or anything. 48 FPS. 48, right? So we go in, go back to graphics, put this on off, accept. It's still low, but it'll be higher. Once we're in the house, I'll show you. And anything else? Sound, the gameplay. I'll show you the overlay whenever that comes into action. Okay, so let's go ahead and play here. So we have a crouch that I just have toggled, and then we have an inventory screen. There's a keybind for inventory, maps, and journal, but I'm just going to use the keybind for inventory, and if I want to access the other ones, you just click on them. So then you've only got to worry about crouching and an inventory button, and then your movement keys. So we got our passport. So our name is Caitlin Greenbrier. That's our last name. That's who we're playing as. We were born December 12th, 1973 in the USA. And I think we got approved for our passport on April 8th, 1994. Makes sense. And this takes place in 1995 right now. So my passport, I got it to go on my Europe trip. And then we have our AMS boarding pass for June 6, 1995. Gate 72B, seat 16F, flight 270. Departure from Amsterdam, destination Portland, transfer Cincinnati, passenger Caitlin Greenbrier. This is my boarding pass back from my year in Europe. Okay. Map just shows we're on the front porch at the moment. And journal, we don't have any journal entries yet. This is our stuff. Right? What do we got here? Grab soda can. Press right mouse button or left shift to examine held object. So when you pick it up, you carry it, and if you hold the right mouse button, then you can move it around. Move the mouse to rotate what you're examining. Fizz right, ginger ale. Does that say? Humans, the best for your table. 8 fluid ounces, 140 calories. Okay. Just throw it down. Or place it exactly where you picked it back up. Hold right mouse or left shift to look closer, or just get close. Katie, I'm sorry I can't be there to see you, but it is impossible. Please, please don't go digging around trying to find out where I am. I don't want anyone, Mom and Dad, to know. We'll see each other again someday. Don't be worried. I love you, Sam. Sam is our sister. Can't get it open. Okay. Just a random cup. Yeah, this game's going to have a a certain degree of stutter regardless, just because the frame rate, it's not a it's not super optimized, this game. Optimized enough, and it'll get better once we get in the house. Grab Christmas duck. Press right mouse or left shift to examine held object. There's a key under there. So here's $5.99 for this thing. Take house key, right? House key added to backpack. The spare key that was hidden under old Christmas duck. Alright. So now we can get in. It's lightning out there. Alright. Just gonna leave our stuff out here, I guess. She doesn't want to bring it inside, so I guess we'll leave it out there. Alright. So here's where I wanted to show you the frame rate thing. So you can see here, looking in this corner, we're getting about 58 frames, which is, you know, reasonable. But if we go up here and we put the shadows back on, see it dropped down to like 52, and you can see how much more stuttery the movement is. Even looking over here, it's like 48, 49. So yeah, it's just not feasible to use shadows at all, unfortunately. Yeah, you have an option to save and quit to desktop or save and quit to the menu, and then it tells you look closer, right mouse, crouch, check items, check map, check journal. So see, it went back up to 60, and we're back up to like 59, 58, and it's more smooth. So I'd rather sacrifice not having some shadow quality versus having cleaner movement. So here we can turn on all the lights. Front hall. Wellspring Movers, 1287 Harper Drive, Forest Grove, Oregon, 97116. Telephone fax from Terrence Greenbrier. Okay. Boxes, kitchen, 8. Boxes, master bedroom, 5. Boxes, child bed, bedroom, 6. Boxes, overweight library, 10. Boxes, office, 4. A 24-inch television, 1. A 14-inch television, 1. Continued on attached worksheets. Subtotal of $1,676 to move all this. Packing was $1,676. Okay, it's more than that. Deliveries $912. Insurance 2% to cover total loss $162. So a total of $2,750 just to move this stuff. That's insane. And that's in 1995.
Dear Katie, so much has changed, even just since you've been away. We moved into this house. I'm in a new school. And my big sister being gone for a year doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't feel real. But I'm not gonna let it faze me. I used to tell you everything, and if I can't do it in person, because you're off gallivanting around who knows where, I'll tell it to this journal. Just like I was talking to you.
Okay. So now if we look in journals, we have April 20th, 1994 at the new house. One moment. Just had to cough. So you have the option to play it again or just read the text. So this is our Sam's sister. Our Sam's sister. Our sister Sam leaving this for us. Okay. Of course, we can read it again. Read this again. Check out the bathroom. So yeah, sorry the beginning, or most of this, 90% of this video is pretty long-winded, just because I had to get through some discussion. The main reason I didn't make a dedicated config and tech or introduction video or anything like that for this video is just because there's no sequels to this game and it's relatively simple. So that's my reasoning. I do plan to look at everything I can in the game and talk about it. Sparkle hand soap, green apple, 8 ounces. Okay, some nice towels. Freelancing tips and tricks from the pros, February 1995. Author magazine, Stephen King. 50 contests with up to 21,000 in prizes. Critiques the art of feedback. Get published, The Secret, and The Blank Page, How 20 Top Authors Conquer It. Okay. So this is, I'll show you this option. Under language and overlay text, if you turn overlay text on and then you pick up something like this, then it does this, where whatever is written on it, it kind of does it in like a kind of a transparent overlay. And then you can turn it on or off down here. But generally everything's pretty easy to read that you pick up, so I don't feel the need to have that option on, but that's what that option does. Okay. Got some toilet paper. Soft Plus. Isn't that a real brand? The softest toilet tissue for your money. 4 rolls. 220 soft sheets, now thicker. Quilted for extra strength and absorbency, unscented. Oops. 87 square feet. Okay, 220, and it's saying 2-ply. Alright. Try to not throw everything around the house, since it is our house that we're in. Button on the top. Can't open the lid. Alright, nothing else to do here. Soft face. Can't pick these things up on the desk. Something jacks. I don't know what that says. There's a note. Oh, this one's kind of hard to read, actually. Directions to work from new house. Left on Crabtree, right on Bullhorn, exit onto 47th North, right onto 202 East, entrance on right past Wage Road. Travel time 1 hour 10 minutes. Let me try that option back on. Oops. Still pretty hard to read because it's transparent. Should be black, I think. Yeah, we'll just try our best. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I learned from playing those penumbra games, the namesake of my channel. I learned from that game to open drawers in games from the bottom up. Because if you start with the top, then you can't click the one below it. So I always go bottom to top. Just going to leave them open. I will leave doors and drawers open just to let myself know that I've interacted with it. And yeah, you can turn lamps and stuff off. Okay guys, we haven't made a whole lot of progress. Basically just ran my mouth the whole video and we looked at the bathroom. But we'll stop this first video here. This game's not too long. Should only take us 4 or 5 hours at the max. That's considering things would take a long time, which they shouldn't. But thank you guys very much for watching this first video, and I will catch you in the next part. Bye.